morning, Tottenham fans. Tottenham have a massive North London derby at their rival stadium, the Emirates, against Arsenal. Now, this is a ground we do not have a lot of luck at in recent years. The last 3 years we have lost to Arsenal, and every single time it feels humiliating. It just feels so bad to lose to them. I hate losing to Arsenal. And is it about to turn? Is it about to change? Now, there's huge pressure on Spurs to get a result, in my opinion, because they haven't got any results against Arsenal or Chelsea for a very long time now. Too long, in my opinion. There's going to be pressure on Thomas Frank to show that he can turn things round at this club. And if he got a victory at the Emirates, then I think a lot more fans would be even more on board than they already are with him. Big pressure for Arsenal too, as they have Manchester City chasing their tails and are only 4 points behind them. Both clubs have got massive injury problems at the moment, but I feel that Arsenal's squad can deal with it a lot better than ours at the moment, so they might have a slight advantage in that way. There was an injury to Gabriel, so I'm sure that he won't be playing the game either, unless it was a fake injury, which I doubt. But if it was a fake injury, then that's very clever. But if he is injured, that's going to be a massive weapon for them lost, which I'll get into a little bit later in the video. So today I want to talk about 6 things Spurs need to do in this match if they have any chance of getting a result at the Emirates. Now, these 6 things may be obvious to some people. Some people might say, well, duh, if you ain't going to do any of those things, you won't win any game. But I promise you, these 6 things, Spurs, even if they didn't do 2 of these 6 things, could have a massive problem of not winning this game. So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone that's contributed to the channel so far. Hit that like button. It really does help this channel get seen to more people. Now let's get into the video and let's talk about the first thing Spurs absolutely vital what they need to do is we have to match the intensity from the start. And what I mean by that is when the game kicks off, Arsenal fans are going to be right behind them. They're going to be loud, they're going to be noisy. Arsenal are going to be confident. They've beaten us the last 3 times at the Emirates Stadium. They're top of the league, they're 4 points clear. And a lot of their players are on good form at the moment, like Saka and Rice. And Eze is going to be wanting to chomp at the bit to score against Spurs as well because of all that debacle about coming to Spurs. You know that he's going to be one of those guys looking to score a goal too. So we have to match the intensity from the start. They're going to press hard and we need to make sure we don't concede in the first 20 minutes. Grow into the game and then try to counter them and try to score a goal from it. But those first 20 minutes are going to be absolutely vital that we don't concede. If we do, it could be a long, long day. Now, number 2, we need to win this midfield battle. And another thing that sounds obvious, but if you allow Arsenal to win the midfield battle, then they normally dominate the game. If you can somehow ruffle their feathers, get in their faces and stop them spraying balls to their strikers or to their wingers, then you can nullify them quite a bit. Declan Rice is the main guy you need to stop, and our midfield needs to be able to stop them. I'm assuming we'll have Paulinho, Bentancur and Xavi in that midfield. Xavi is somebody that will relentlessly run for the side. Bentancur and Paulinho will add that physicality that we absolutely need. If Paulinho can stop Zubimendi and Bentancur can stop Rice, then we have a chance of nullifying them in midfield. Their midfield, for me, is their strongest part of their team, and I think that's what makes them click and makes them tick. Now, if they can nullify them, if they can also bypass them and try to counter on that midfield and try to press them backwards rather than letting them come forwards, then Rice and Zubimendi would have to do a lot more defending. But it depends how Arsenal come at it. If Arsenal come at us and try to score, and we're sitting back in our low block and we try to counter, then I think Rice and Zubimendi just need to be closed down very, very quickly to stop them creating attacks and start progressing the ball forwards. If we can do that, we have a very, very good chance. Now, number 3, we need to counter fast and we need to be clinical. And what I mean by that is when Arsenal are dominating, they're at home, they're the better side at the moment. I hate to say it, but if they are pushing us and trying to score goals and we do get that chance to counter attack and we do get that space on the pitch, we need to be fast and we need to be clinical. We need to be able to bypass our midfield, like I said, play the ball quickly. If you're going to do 1-2s, do fast 1-2s and try to get a shot off. And if you do get a shot off, you need to get it on target. You need to be clinical, because Arsenal have not really conceded many chances, let alone goals. I think they only let in those 2 goals against Sunderland, but before that they had 8 clean sheets in a row. So they don't concede many chances. So if you do get a chance to counter, you need to be clinical when you get a chance. If Spurs can do that, get 1 or 2 goals, we have a very good chance of getting something out of this game. Now, number 4, we need to defend the corners with our lives. Now, I'll go back to what I said at the start of the video. If Gabriel is injured for Arsenal, their attack from corners is depleted, in my opinion. It's not as good. They're still going to be super dangerous from corners, in my opinion. They've still got some very big players in there that can cause us problems. Declan Rice and Saka will be taking the corners, and they whip them in right where Vicario is. And Vicario needs to be very, very strong at these corners on Sunday. He does. He can't be flapping. If he's going to come out for them, he needs to punch it clear, and he cannot mislead where the ball's going. He needs to be able to clear that ball, and our defenders need to protect them with their lives. They need to protect him with their lives. We need to make sure that we win every single first header and every second header when the ball comes into our box. If we switch off for a second, I'm telling you now, Arsenal will punish us and they will score. I think they've scored many goals from set pieces this season. I can't remember how many it was. I thought it was 17, but it seems like quite a lot. Let me know in the comments if you're an Arsenal fan, if you know how much you've scored from set pieces this season, because I know it's pretty high. If we switch off for a second, they will 100% punish us. Now, number 5, we have to utilise our set pieces. Now, they may come few and far between. We may not get many corners unless we are on top of our game counter-attacking wise. If we do get corners and we do get free kicks near the box and near the goal, we need to really, really utilise this. We need to make sure that we get our head on the end of it, try to score from it, really, punish them if they have any lapses in concentration, like I said, of us, the other ends. We've got some big players that can do it. We've got Paulinho, Bentancur's good in the air. If Richarlison plays, he's good in the air as well. We've got Romero, Van der Ven. They're all dangerous from set pieces. Porro is a brilliant ball player if he's on his game. If he can get pinpoint to our players and we win headers, we can score goals. Obviously long throws as well. We've got Danso that can throw the ball in if need be. I'm not sure what kind of formation we play. If we played 3 at the back, then Danso would be playing, and he can launch that ball into the box, and we need to utilise it. Because if Arsenal are not going to give out many chances, which they don't, and they don't give out many chances, we have to come to terms with that. We have to create our own chances through set pieces, in my opinion. I think that's going to be the most likely way we're going to get a goal against Arsenal. Now, number 6, we have to bypass the press and reduce the amount of times we lose possession. Now, what I mean by that is Arsenal press for 90 minutes. They will be relentless. They don't stop pressing for the whole game. Even if they were 6-0 up, they'd still be pressing you. It's been drilled into them. And when we're being pressed, we cannot panic and start playing the ball out and losing the ball and giving the ball to them and making their job even easier. We need to make sure when they are pressing us, they have to press hard to get that ball back. We cannot be giving them the ball and making it easy. We need to make sure our passing is crisp, our passing is accurate, and our passing is fast. If we can do that, fast passing, crisp, on target, stop missing out on the players, have really good movement off the ball as well, then it's going to make Arsenal 10 times harder for them to press us. And once you've evaded the press 3 or 4 times, it stops the opposition from trying to do the same sort of press. So now let's see if Arsenal pressed us high up and we bypass the press, few fast passes, and then we're countering them, and then we're making chances out of it. They're going to think twice to press us like that again. So if you get it right the first few times, they might lay off a bit and go, you know what, we might press a little bit further back because they keep catching us out. Then we can start changing their game plan by utilising our game plan even better. If we can do that, then it'd make it a lot easier for us to create chances. But we'll have to see. But like I said, we need to do literally all 6 of these things if we want to get a result against Arsenal. If we're not countering fast and being clinical, we're never going to score. If we don't utilise free kicks and corners, we're never going to score. If we don't utilise set pieces, if we keep giving the ball away, they're going to punish us. If we don't defend the corners, they're going to punish us. There's so many things we need to make sure we're on top of our game. We would have to play out of our skins to get a result, and they would have to be below par, and it could still end up being a draw. So that's how much I think they are ahead of us at the moment, and we need to prove everyone wrong. We had a really good result against Manchester City away at the Etihad. Nobody thought we would have a result like that. That's the only game Haaland hasn't scored in, by the way, this season, and we nullified him. We nullified their midfield. Can we do the same against Arsenal? Nullify them and counter them and score from set pieces. If we can do this, we have a chance of winning. We do. It's a lot to ask, I know. But sometimes Spurs can win the games we don't expect and lose the games we expect to win. And that's the way the season's been going so far. And this could end up being that kind of game. Now, I do not know what the score is going to be. I don't know who's going to be fit yet. I'll do my predictions closer to the game when I know who's going to be available and who isn't. But let me know in the comments what your predictions are for this game. How do you think we can beat Arsenal? Or do you think we have absolutely zero chance and I'm just waffling and all of this was for nothing? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.